So one of my most important things about making my videos at the very least, along with a bunch of other people's, is that I usually write a script or a note or a note sheet or whatever I make. It's something that helps me keep my ideas together where they need to be ahead of time, so I'm not stumbling about when I'm ever making my videos about what to say. But there are many ways of going about writing scripts. Do you write it like an actual script that you read out verbatim? Do you write it like just show notes that you just kind of refer to bits and pieces at a time when recording the video? Or are you just doing things entirely impromptu? All of them are viable ways of doing your videos when it comes to conveying information, but they all also have their own quirks to them too, at least in what I've seen. I've used all of them. I've done impromptu, I've done scripts, I've done notes, and nowadays I tend to do a bit more of I don't know, just a combination of all three of them, like I am right now, to convey the information I want to convey. So today, in today's video on Chris talks about something that probably no one would ever watch anyway, how to write a script that actually works. Because there's a quirk that I like to use that helps me make my scripts the best that I can get them. Let's get into it. So I suppose it's time for the usual plugs, is that, yeah, I don't really know how much of a streaming schedule right now. I'm probably not going to be streaming for a very long time, so don't even bother with that one. But I do have a Discord server, so if you would like to talk with the larger community at hand, talk to some people, you know, have a chat once in a while. And I'm also starting to plan a game night pretty soon, so if you want to get in on that, the link to that will be down below. Also, if you would like to hear more about updates on the channel, what's been going on, wherever's on my mind, to be honest, I have a Twitter page, so you can also follow that. The link for that will be down below. So, let's go over let's just get some very basics out of the way. Scripts, notes, and impromptu. What do they entail? What do they mean? How does it mean for videos? Let's start with script. So, you all should know what a script is. A script is just basically a bunch of words that a person is going to say verbatim. That is basically, in the most basic way I can explain it, is that what they are. They are what you're going to say verbatim. Now, you could read directly off of a script while doing the video, but you're probably not going to be making eye contact like I am right now. Don't worry about that. You're probably not going to be making eye contact with the camera too often. So as a result of that, that little intricate thing that people tend to look for when they're watching a video isn't there. Now, what I mean by that is that when you're watching a video, you kind of want the presenter in the video to be making eye contact with you. Now, I'm a special case. I have autism, so making eye contact with anything, not even just a camera lens, is very difficult for me. But for most people, it's completely different. So you don't really be reading off of a script 100% throughout your video. So that's why you kind of look through it, then rehearse a couple of times, rehearse what you're going to say a couple of times, and then present it. That's usually how you would want to go about using a script for your videos, because that's just how TV studios and film studios tend to do it. They usually give you a script beforehand, or even before you even brought on for the entire thing. You rehearse it, and then you present your lines. Now, notes are much of the similar thing. Notes are basically, you know, these are bullet points that you're going to want to, that you thought of ahead of time, that you want to present in the video. Now, I personally find this to be the best of both worlds when it comes to basically impromptu and script, is that you can bullet point what you want to say ahead of time, and then when it comes to actually saying it, you could wing it a little bit like I am right now. That's what I've been trying to practice myself, as I've been trying to practice winging my information. But you don't want to be doing that 100% of the time. So so using notes in conjunction with scripts is actually a pretty good idea, because you can write your script and have some show notes on the side that you can refer to. Now, this is something that a lot of news anchors tend to do, is that in the news anchor world, they will have their notes alongside a script, depending on what the studio wants to have. So if the studio wants this particular story spoken with this specific set of words, they might have some show notes on the same set of paper, where they'll be able to refer to, like, oh hey, don't forget this, or oh hey, this is pretty important information, oh hey, don't say this. You know, that's the kind of great thing about notes, is that you can use the combination of both notes and scripts to do your videos. Now, the last part, impromptu, is completely like level 3 entirely. Impromptu is no notes, no script. You're just completely winging it Whatever comes out of your mouth is whatever comes out of your mouth. Now, this is bad for a couple of reasons. One, most people, including myself, are getting better at it, but most people, not great impromptu. It really takes kind of a sharp mind to really think about what you need to say and then go with it. And it's really easy to screw up. Like, genuinely, like the thing that people have problem with, like, streaming these days is that streaming is live. So whatever happens is whatever happens. So, because you can't script things ahead of time. So why would you want that in a YouTube video? I mean, sure, you could edit it out, but you're just making more work for yourself in the end. And really, even in the world of videos, like, even in the world of that, time is money. So you need to be making sure that if you're going to go impromptu, you're going to want to be sure that you can speak your mind clearly, collectively, and concisely enough that you can convey the information you want to convey without stumbling too much or trying to those long pauses. Because that's another big thing about it, is that those long pauses that you tend to have when you're doing things impromptu, people don't really like that. Not at all. Like, people want, it's like a cliffhanger that could end but may never end. So when doing impromptu, just again be sure that you can convey your information precisely and concisely in the best way that you can. Now, with that out of the way, with those out of the way, let's talk about how to write a script. Now, I tend to use what I like to call the golden triangle, and it's really nothing more than a combination of all three methods. You know, I will write notes that are read like a script, but presented more impromptu than the others. Now, this is kind of an orthodox way of doing things, because you really don't always want to do it like that. But the way I like to present my information is that I'll write things ahead of time. I'll have a script if I need help remembering things, or notes if I need help remembering things, and I might try to let my mind wander. And the reason why I can do that is because I tend to base the subjects on my videos on my special interests, and because of my Asperger's, when I got special interests, I just don't stop. So I try to base it on that, which means I can do things a little bit more impromptu than you might would, because even though my mind may not be the sharpest thing in the world when it comes to other scenarios because of the delayed processing stuff that it happens with autism these days, when I can speak my mind on a special interest a lot easier, because it's something that I am interested in. It is something that I'm invested in, something that I can think very clearly about. You probably don't have that same luxury. Well, luxury is probably not a good term for that. Same ability. Let's say that. So take care in how you do things, but the golden triangle is my method of doing things. Now, that doesn't stop there. When I write my scripts, I do tend to use kind of a programmer's approach to doing it. Like a programmer would is actually kind of interesting. Now, I'll kind of break down exactly how I do it. So in general, I use several keywords to describe different parts of the video. So I'll start the script, with the logo of the channel and just kind of like branding and stuff like that, and title, everything like that. That's what I'll start the script out or notes with. But then I'll write in brackets, like swirly brackets, preface or preface, depending on who you ask. This tells me that this is the portion of the video that's going to introduce the topic. It's going to introduce the question at hand and set the stage for the rest of the video. Now, I really got to start, silencing my phone whenever I'm going to record video, because that happens quite a bit. Anyway, I said anyway. Thank you, foot. Anyway, so using these keywords again describe different parts of the video. They are there not for you, they are for me. Because the way I write my scripts as a programmer is I write it basically by every detail from start to finish. When you're making a computer program, you're not going to leave out key bits of information that would be critical to the function of the program. You wouldn't do that. So by doing it this way in scripts for videos means that, okay, so this is the introduction. This is why I'm going to start the video off. I'm going to set the stage for the rest of the video in this particular section. And then I'll have another keyword called intro after that, or it might come before the preface, depending on how I want to do the video. That tells me nothing more And that's where the basically the title sequence is going to be. That tells me that, oh hey, I can take a break here. I don't have to keep talking. This is where the introduction is going to be in the video. Pretty simple, right? All right, so I move over to the next keyword, plugs. This just tells me, hey, you need to plug your socials at this point in the video. It usually comes after typically always comes after the introduction or the opening sequence or whatever you want to call it. But in general, it just tells me, hey, you need to plug your socials and everything like that because that's what you're here for. No, not what you're here for, but you get the idea. Then comes a particularly interesting part. The part. So I have a method of doing this that kind of helps me kind of get some ideas on how to convey my message, and it's a pretty simple formula. It is P. It's also going to be in brackets again, but it's P, colon, X, and then Y. Now P just means part. That's literally all it really means. And the X and the Y are interesting. The X is the part number, so 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. And then Y is nothing more than a catchy title for that section. Now this is helpful in a number of ways, but the most important is that I tend to like to title my sections. It's kind of something I like to do just for kind of effect and humor. So if I think ahead of time, because the whole point of doing this bullet point notes researching thing is to gather my ideas ahead of time so that when I go around to talking about them, I have something to go by. This catchy title is really only useful for when I'm going into editing later. It's not really prudent or conducive to the success of the video that I include the title for the section right then and there. It's really mostly for, oh hey, this is what the title is going to be called once I'm in editing. Nothing more than that. So as these part sections continue on and on and on until I've given all the information I want to say in the video. It's basically an unlimited number of sections or parts of the video that I can include. As long as I get the point across, it doesn't matter how long they are. Then after that, I do the plugs, the introduction, outro, basically. And then I end off the script with an end. Everything also in brackets. That just tells me you've reached the end of the video. Good job. Simple as that. Now, you don't have to script your videos this way. In fact, the only point of making this video is not just for content, but to kind of give you maybe a better idea of how to script your videos to a more concise way. Because I think like a computer. I always have. So thinking the way I do my scripts like a computer would kind of helps me keep my ideas a little more concise when it comes to researching in the research phase. You don't have to do it this way. I just personally find it a lot easier on me when I kind of do it this way. You can do whatever you want. You can even do it, wing it, kind of like I've been doing in this video, which I don't think I've been doing a half bad job with, so there might be some merit to that. But that ends this current video. Well, that ends off my explanation. No, that's not gonna work. The video is done. Go check out my socials. Join our Discord server. Might do a game night sometime. I don't know. Subscribe. Turn the notification. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. That is basically how I do my scripts for my videos or notes or whatever. I don't really wing it. I don't really do an impromptu. I just tend to write it down as I think it and try to make it seem as though I'm saying it basically verbatim. So if you like this video, then consider giving it a like, and if you disliked it, well, whatever you do, it helps me. Thank you. And subscribe to the channel with the notifications turned on because I cannot say that anywhere enough. And if you'd like to see more from the channel or like more updates, you can always follow my Twitter page. Link to that will be down below. Or you can join our Discord server, the Spurgeon Empire. We have some people, not really active as much as right now because it's pretty small. If you would like to discuss more topics with me or have any more questions, you're more than welcome to join us over there. Link to that will also be down below. Anyway, thank you for joining this video, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.